Um, Hi. So I wanted to make another video just while I'm on my walk, and I'm not quite sure what I wanted to talk about. Um, but all these ideas kind of started coming into my head, and I figured I better hit record because sometimes I feel like my mind starts going and I start thinking about cool things, and I forget them later on, right? I hate that. Because I feel like sometimes I feel like such a vessel for ideas. And maybe in a way I kind of manifest that, right? By continuously thinking that. But it really, like, I imagine myself sometimes, and it's like I'm on this white disc, and around me it's kind of dark, but it's also kind of beautiful, like space. And then I'm just sitting there, peacefully and relaxed and happy. And it's like a waterfall out of nowhere, just of ideas flowing down and into the top of my head and through me. And then it keeps going down. And I'm assuming, or it feels like, underneath me is like earth right here, this plane that I'm currently walking on. I don't know, it's just what it feels like. I know that sounds really goofy. It's really hard to not associate myself with new agey stuff. I feel like a lot of things that I talk about, feel like there's kind of a little bit of that influence, right? And then, after I'm done kind of making myself feel bad for what I believe, then I kind of realized, you know what? Even if this was fake, I feel like it's getting me somewhere better. There's like a momentum. And I don't know, you can just feel it. It's kind of underneath, right? It's kind of underneath everything. And it just feels like a wave or a rush, rather, of water. I don't know how to describe it. It's gonna sound so weird. And I mean, I'm gonna post it. I don't care if I sound kind of crazy, but I wish that people could feel what it is that I'm talking about. And I hate that sometimes, well, no, I mean, I think that's why they say actions speak louder than words, right? They show us, actions are what truly kind of show us the truth. Somebody that's just talking game, right? That's not a good thing. I kind of lost my train of thought. Hold on. I feel like anything that I say, that you hear through this video, you would never really understand what it is that I'm talking about. I mean, I still want to talk about it, but I think me journeying into really taking my art seriously and really, focusing on taking it out and putting it into this realm for people to see, I feel like that is my action that I am putting out there because it's the truth. And hopefully with my drawings, I can depict that, right? I can depict that truth that, there's millions of truths, but there's one real one. It's that we're connected. It's that in every way, shape, or form, right? what we see is ultimately us. It's like the mirror thing, right? I hate that. Should I sit here? Is it too loud? I don't know. Hopefully it's not too loud. I don't really like facing that way because then I can't see if somebody's coming. But what was I saying? Oh my gosh. Oh, like mirroring, right? People like to throw that around a lot. But I feel like most of the time they kind of use it in a negative way, where they really they're trying to say that somebody is just, any bad situation that they're in, or any bad person that they see in front of themselves, it's just their mirror, right? And so that means that's kind of like telling the person any bad that you see is your own fault, right? And I disagree with that. I think it's impossible to understand stuff like boundaries, respect for yourself. It's hard to understand those concepts. Love for yourself, that's a big one, right? We're always telling people, you gotta love yourself first, blah, blah, blah. That doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything because actions always speak louder than words. So you could say that as many times as you want to a person, but if that person has never experienced that, then, they're kind of fucked, and they kind of have to wait for life to progress in order to get to a point where they learn that lesson, where they see it right in front of them and they understand, right? That's why it's so important to really listen to yourself, really listen to how you feel, for example, in somebody's presence, right? I've had this issue where I've been in a lot of really bad relationships, and as much as I'm not blaming myself, I do take the responsibility for not having listened to the way that I felt in the presence of disrespect, lying, hiding, all the things that we can go through, cheating with people. I have to burp. Sorry. We're never gonna learn those lessons until we get to the point where we're just tired of it. We're so tired. We do not have the energy to play the games anymore. We do not feed into those games, right? That's a big one. We only have the energy to really go inside of ourselves and say, okay, what's wrong? Why are you feeling this way? What's a good way to change things? I think that's really the only way that we can kind of get out of those situations. I'm in that situation right now. I think it's gotten to the point where I'm okay now, but it's not gonna be okay forever, right? Like, this is my opportunity to really start to focus on my mind, on the things that I think about and why I think about those things, and how to start healing those things, right? This is going to be really personal. Oh, it's only at 10 minutes? Nice. I thought it was already at 30 minutes, talking so much. But I want to talk, why are people blowing fireworks? What month are we in? It's October. Really? Oh, it's probably the football game over there. That's so weird. Sorry if there's fireworks. Sorry if there's a lot of loud background noise, but this is the most private place I can get right now, and there's a street or main road right in front of me. Anyway, so I kind of want to keep going. I want to keep rambling and going down this rabbit hole, because I think maybe, just maybe, somebody will end up like listening to it, and maybe something will click, and maybe, you know, they'll start to go down their own rabbit holes of like discovering what it is that they need to discover, and, you know, going from there. So I think I'll keep with the relationship as like an example, or relationships as an example. So, for example, obviously I've got daddy issues, right? With all of the bad relationships that I've put myself in, that I've allowed to put myself to be put into, right? All that good stuff. I can definitely see how what I saw from my dad, you know, when I was little, and my mom, right? They never got married. They never, while I was alive, they were never living together. It really was just him visiting me once a year. And then that was, I put a stop to that when I was in 3rd grade, because it brought about like a lot of anxiety for me. I actually used to have anxiety attacks when I was little, and it was weird because it would just kind of come out of nowhere. For, you know, I could be like in class and the teacher's just giving us instructions, and I remember one time we were doing a spelling test, and I knew that I knew the information on the test, but then all of a sudden I got this surge of like just pure anxiety, and I started crying. And the teacher thought it was about the test, you know, and it wasn't. It was just totally random, had nothing to do with the test. But I think it's just something that I was holding on to, because maybe it was that time of year when he would visit, right? So anyway, yeah, they were never married. They hated each other's guts. In fact, everybody hated my dad. And, you know, I don't know exactly why, but I can imagine. So yeah, anytime that he would visit, it was a lot of weird energy, bad energy, distant energy, just an energy that it just didn't jive, right? You didn't want to be around that. And I think subconsciously that's the same energy that I've been looking for my whole life. And it's sad because like that's the only energy that I knew. How was I supposed to look for the feeling of love and being in a relationship when that was the only energy I've ever experienced? It's the only thing I ever felt. I've never seen a happy marriage or a strong, healthy marriage, or, you know, nothing like that. I've never seen anything like that. So how was I supposed to know what the heck that is? Right? It's not an action that was part of my experience. And we don't learn from actions, right? Actions speak louder than words. Words ain't shit. You could tell me for years and years and years. You could drill into me that love, you know, or relationships is supposed to be a certain way, and I wouldn't have understood you if I did not experience it myself. And that goes for anything, right? It goes for money, right? If you grew up in poverty, how are you supposed to know what it feels like to have money? You know, because that's really the best way to connect. Really the only way to connect is really feeling authentically the feeling of what you're trying to manifest, for example, right? What you want to experience. I think that's why they say so much, like in manifesting or whatever, that it's really important to like really truly envision what it is that you want, right? To every last detail if you can. Sorry if my horse my voice is really hoarse. I've been talking more than usual. But yeah, I really wanted to sit down and take the time to let my thoughts kind of flow out, because, sometimes I hear myself say certain things and I'm like, damn, yes, you needed to hear that from somebody, right? Even if it's just me. But, yeah. Anyway, I hope that if somebody hears this and it kind of strikes a chord, I hope that you're able to really start getting that snowball going. I just did I just whistled. No? Do I have like a lisp? That was weird. I might have a lisp, and I didn't notice. How embarrassing. I'm just kidding, it doesn't matter. It's just a lisp, but I didn't know that. Anyway, I hope that anybody who hears this, whether you hate this video or not, I hope that you're on the road to having the things that you've always wanted. I mean, maybe by just listening to stuff like this, just by hearing it, maybe it's kind of confirmation of like, you're doing work, and you're getting there, and things are moving in an awesome direction. Yeah, I hope that I hope this video makes you feel good, whoever's listening. But I think I'm gonna go now. It's getting kind of late. It's getting kind of hot out here, and I'm thirsty. My voice is hoarse, and yeah, maybe I'll have something to talk about later. All right, bye-bye.